Welcome back to Torah in 10, Parsha Mishpatim. I'm Jody Burkell, and I'm so excited to be here with you again. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, I would be so grateful you did so you don't miss a thing. This is an exciting Parsha. I want to begin with a Hasidic story that I just love. It's about a girl who left the synagogue every morning during her daily prayers to go into the woods. One day, her grandfather followed her and watched as his granddaughter prayed among the animals and the trees. "Why do you go outside to pray?" he asked. "When I'm in nature, I feel closer to God," the girl replied. "Don't you know that God is the same everywhere?" "I know," said the girl, "but I'm not." Why do I love this story so much? Because we each experience God differently. We read in this week's Parsha one of the most famous phrases in our Torah. Rabbi Sack says that it's been used to characterize Jewish faith as a whole. It's made up of two words, na'aseh v'nishma. Literally, we will do and we will hear. What does it mean and why does it matter? There are different interpretations. The Talmud tells us that the Israelites were so excited to accept the Torah that they accepted God's command before they even knew what they were. Another way of understanding the words is we will do and we will understand. From this, says Rabbi Sack, we learn that we can only understand Judaism by doing it, by trying our best to keep the mitzvot, and by living a Jewish life. First, we start by doing, and then we come to understand more deeply what and why we're doing it. What's fascinating about this is that in modern society, in today's day and age, we're taught the exact opposite. We should first understand what we're committing ourselves before making a commitment. Now, this way of thinking works if we're buying a new cell phone or if we're buying a car. We should get all the information we need, but not when making a deep existential commitment. The only way to understand leadership is to lead. The only way to understand marriage is to get married. If we waited until we knew everything there was to know about our spouse, we would never get married. The only way to know if a career path is right for us is to actually try it for a time period. Rabbi Sack offers us a third and very deep understanding. He says, when the Jewish people responded, na'aseh, we will do, they did so together with one voice. But when they said v'nishma, they each said it on their own. Because v'nishma means hearing, and hearing here means many things. It means listening, paying attention, understanding, absorbing, internalizing, and responding. In other words, says Rabbi Sack, hearing refers to the spiritual inward dimensions of the Torah. Judaism is a community of doing. We have a Jewish way of doing things called Halacha. For this, there's consensus. But when it comes to spirituality, there is no single Jewish approach. There are norms of how to act as Jews, but not how to feel and think as Jews, because we each experience God in different ways. Some of us connect through holy words of prayer, where we discover that we are in a relationship with the creator of the world. Some of us experience God in nature. I often lose my breath admiring God's incredible world, the mountains, the forests, the oceans, and don't get me started on the magnificent creatures. I often look at a tiger and think to myself, God was totally showing off when he made something as beautiful as that. When I'm in nature, I see and feel God everywhere. Other people find God through Torah study. Others through joy, dancing with the community as we celebrate the blessing of being a Jew. Rabbi Sack writes so beautifully, we can find God in the highest heights and the deepest depths, in loneliness and togetherness, in love and fear, in gratitude and need, in dazzling light, and in the midst of deep darkness. One of the most famous questions asked is, where is God? The Kotzker Rebbe answers, wherever you let him in. Wishing you all a Shabbat Shalom.